Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a great new year so far, and thank you so much for 29,000 subscribers. We're so close to 30,000, so please consider subscribing if you haven't yet. I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, so today's video is going to cover my 5 least favorite specials to face in Splatoon 3. Not to use, but to face. This is a topic that I've been wanting to cover for a while, but I never got around to it because my list of 5 just kept changing. However, the game is finally starting to reach a point where the special meta feels more concrete, and while it will still probably change in the future, I feel like I've had enough experience fighting every special to form a proper list. Before getting into it, I just want to stress that this video is purely my opinion, and this is coming from someone who mainly uses weapons from the Dualie class. So if you don't use Dualies, you might not agree with some of the things on this list. Just please keep that in mind before making a comment about how you don't understand something. Alright, so starting off with number 5, we have something that I think is probably on most people's list, Tenta missiles. So I'll just be straight up, if it wasn't for that recent nerf that this special got a couple patches ago, this would be a bit higher on the list. But the decreased damage radius does make the special a lot more bearable to fight. That doesn't change the fact that it's hella annoying though. It was horrible in Splatoon 2, and it's still horrible in this game. Nothing is more annoying than getting set up for a push, having a good shark spot, or just being mid-crossfire with enemies, only to see that stupid missile warning indicator pop up under you. Then it's just like, oh boy, time to back up and take cover again. Like, yes, you don't really die to missiles very often nowadays, but the displacement that the special is capable of inflicting on an entire team can be quite irritating. Oh, and despite me saying that dying to missiles is less common, dualies are still quite susceptible to them if they land during your end lag. This is mainly an issue with glugas and tetras. Number 4, Big Bubbler. This might be the most surprising one on the list for those of you that watch my videos frequently, because I don't think I've ever mentioned my distaste for Big Bubbler. But yeah, it's true. Just like Tenta missiles, this isn't really something that you die to super often. I mean, a bubble itself isn't even lethal, but the things that this special is capable of is what gets irritating for me. Obviously, bubbling the tower in tower control is a common annoyance. Yes, it lasts shorter when deployed on the tower, but it still often makes or breaks games for a team. And yeah, I know some people are going to comment, well, just swim up to the tower and get inside the bubble. Yes, obviously do that if you're able to, but you can't always do that. They might pop it as your whole team is coming out of spawn, or possible entries might just be well guarded, and no one on your team is able to reach the tower in time to prevent the lead from being taken. There's too many different possibilities to list here, but the bottom line is that bubbling the tower is really cheesy and is probably a top reason as to why tower control is one of the most disliked modes in the competitive community. Also, I just gotta say, the satellite dish in the center of the bubble is fucking annoying. I don't have an issue with people being able to super jump to it. I think that's pretty cool actually. But my god, I hate how the enemies can just hide inside or behind the satellite and tank your shots. Meanwhile, they can shoot through the satellite and still kill you. Call it a skill issue or whatever you want, but oh my god, that satellite pisses me off. Number 3, Wavebreaker. Some of you may be surprised to see this here, since at the time of making this video, Wavebreaker is a pretty low tier special. But if you're like me and use a lot of dualies, I think you guys totally understand why this is here. Wavebreaker is the dualie counter special. Why? Because dualies are a weapon class that doesn't jump a lot. They need to be grounded in order to kill reliably. So if there's a Wavebreaker that's deployed by the enemies mid-fight, you're put into a dilemma where you either have to sacrifice your accuracy to jump and avoid the waves, or stay in turret mode and tank a wave. Obviously, certain dualies struggle against Wavebreaker more than others. Splat dualies and dualie squelchers are okay against it, but dapples, glugas, and tetras suffer hard. It's so funny because the fact that Wavebreaker is good against dualies is the sole reason that it's on this list. If I specialized in pretty much any other class, it would probably be nowhere near my top 5. Number 2, Crab Tank. At the time of recording this video, Crab Tank isn't nearly as much of a problem as it was towards the beginning of Splatoon 3. Many people were running double or even triple Crab Tank. It was quite stupid. That was also before Crab Tank got nerfed, so it was even more annoying to fight. If I made this video back then, Crab Tank would have for sure been number 1 on this list. But over a year into the game's life, this special still manages to make it into my top 2. As a Dualie user, Crab Tank just annihilates you. It happens so often that you get stuck in your end lag and the crab just does the multi-shot combo thing that instantly kills you. Also, this is going to make some Crab Tank users mad, but I still think the special has too much range for how fast it can fire. I really believe that just a slight range or fire rate nerf would make it a lot healthier for the game. But yeah, Crab Tank is number 2 on my list, which means we've reached number 1. This is my least favorite special to fight in Splatoon 3. Now what could it be? Well, to probably no one's surprise, my least favorite special in the game is not Truka. Ha! Get baited. I know that's what you thought it was gonna be. Now, don't be mistaken, Truka is definitely annoying, but it's probably 6th or 7th on my list. So if that's not number 1, then what is? Is it Kraken? I complained about tower control cheese with the big bubbler earlier, so surely I hate Kraken even more since that special practically breaks Clam Blitz. Surprisingly, no, it's not Kraken. Both Kraken and Truka are my honorable mentions for this list though. Alright, I've made you guys wait long enough. My absolute least favorite special to face in Splatoon 3 is Killer Whale 5.1. Similar to Wavebreaker, if you don't use dualies, you're probably really confused right now. But if you do use dualies, I imagine you're nodding your head in agreement. You could argue that Wavebreaker is more of a dualie counter than Killer Whale is, but the way that Killer Whale functions in this game pisses me off more. I just have a strict annoyance for displacement specials, and Killer Whale 5.1 is the king of displacement. It was sort of bearable before, but for some ungodly reason, Nintendo thought it would be a good idea to buff its damage by 17%. Gee, thanks Nintendo. Now I can die even faster to the special that was already killing me in my end lag before. Oh, and yeah, that's the primary reason why dualie users hate Killer Whale. The way that the special works is that it follows your movements exactly. So if you're not distracted by anything and the whale is targeting you with a ton of space around you, it's very easy to dodge. But if you're, let's say, fighting someone, that's where it becomes a huge problem. Now, if you're using something like a shooter, dodging the whale shouldn't be too much of an issue, since you're able to constantly be moving. But if you're on something like Tetra Dualies, it's very easy to just get killed during your end lag. There is a strategy you can do where you can kind of perform your dodge rolls very slowly to sort of stall out the killer whale so that it's over before you're forced to be stuck in place. But again, if an enemy is simultaneously shooting at you, this isn't really a viable strategy. Oh, and also, Killer Whale is on the 52 gal, so that's another reason why I hate it. Fuck that weapon. Alright, there you have it. Those are my 5 least favorite specials to face in Splatoon 3. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Feel free to share your top 5 as well, cause I'm sure most people won't have the exact same list that I did. Sometime soon, I plan to make similar lists for both sub and main weapons, so I hope you guys look forward to those. With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.